advised. We're kicking their ass. Over.
Hello guys, my name is Nozaki, and do you remember back in middle school when you first learned the order of operations? You know, push 8 monkeys down a slide? Well, the other way is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's exactly what I think of when I'm about to say this next part, which is, please excuse me for starting this game out with a suave, but I might come back to that later. But for the most part, what I really want to talk about is this newest patch, and that'll explain not only my gun choice, but a lot of what I'll be talking about in this video, which I'll get wrecked. And for the most part, I have to say that this patch was, for the most part, a good thing. Hit detection seems a lot better, and as far as, you know, the netcode goes, it seems to have been slightly improved. But to me, excuse me, I'm sorry, I just ate dinner. I'm sorry, excuse me. And as you can see, the SKS, it's got some very slow bullet velocity. And as you know, the heavy barrel doesn't affect that in this game, but I'll come back to the SKS later. Where I was before I was so rudely interrupted was that the netcode has improved minorly, but for the most part, it's mainly, you know, hit detection improved with the patch, and it's made the game so much better. And it's opened up so many new weapon diversities to play with. Like, before I could not stand to use shotguns because the hit detection was just so off on them. And I know there's some overwhelming accuracy, but for the most part, the SKS and the DMRs, for the most part, they got buffed, and that's kind of why I'm using the SKS. And you know, it's not like an assault rifle where, you know, you point near the guy, you pull down the trigger, and then your recoil kind of spreads out in a little bit of a aura, sort of, and so bullets kind of fly near the target. So maybe you're not the most accurate fella, but, you know, your recoil and your spread will eventually carry you to victory. Whereas with the SKS, there's very little recoil and it's very accurate. So basically, what you see is what you get. Where you're aiming is where you shoot. And I was going on like a rampage here, and my teammate saves me right there. Very cash. But for the most part, I have to say that the patch has done a lot of good things, and it's opened up a lot of possibilities. But I swear, the best part about it to me is the emblems, man. Dude, look at that emblem on the side of my gun. That is, I've had an emblem set. Okay, I've had an emblem set for over a month, maybe 2, and it just simply didn't show up because I don't know. And as you'll see right here, the SKS is one of the few DMRs. I think the QBU also has it, but look, I thought I had got him earlier, and then you saw I de-aimed down sights basically, and then I said, whoops, I didn't kill him yet. And as a testament to how long this kill streak is, I'm about to run out of ammo. I believe I get one more gentleman and I'm literally out of ammo. And that kind of forced me to pull out the shorty, which it happens here in a second. I didn't realize the shorty was this good, especially, oh my god, that's ridiculous. Okay, I mean, I know you saw it in the intro clip, but shotguns after the patch just so much better because of the hit detection. I mean, you full choke them, you aim down sights, and they're so wonderful. At least compared to what they were before. They were very lackluster before, but now they're a very viable weapon choice, and I thoroughly enjoy that. But back to my point, emblems might be the most ballin' thing about this last patch. And I basically what happens here is I just YOLO towards the objective because I have no ammo, and why not? So I end up basically getting me and my teammate killed, but it kind of works out in my favor because I end up getting more ammo. But the patch did that, and the DMRs were the only thing that was balanced as I die here. And I'm going to cut out a little bit of the game because it was me literally running for my spawn. But the patch also, you'll see later on in this game, where the patch improved the black screen. You know the black screen when you spawn in? I don't get this gentleman. I get an assist that counts as a kill, and then I get this gentleman, and somehow I didn't notice the sniper behind him, and that's one thing I'll say about using the DMRs. They really require you to, you know, stand still and be accurate, so you will be constantly getting sniped. And right here, I basically trade kills with that guy, but don't even trip, potato grip, I get revived. And I speed up. I believe I get a couple more kills here. Oh, this is my favorite part of this game. Alright. Shoot the guy on the one side, throw the grenade to the other side, read like a book. He's waiting to come around that corner and shoot me, and I get him with the nade. That's just so cash. And I ended up speeding it up because what happened is they had a beacon down over here on this left side, but it's out of bounds, so I basically let my teammates get it, but I didn't want to leave the area. And then I literally just ran up to the objective because I had not played this map. I haven't played much with China Rising Rush. I know I've already uploaded a video with it, but for the most part I don't play much China Rising Rush. I don't even think I've played, I believe this map is Altai-range, but I had not played it yet. And I literally made it all the way up to the objective without basically a single gunfight. And then I shoot this gentleman, and then I get shot by this other gentleman who was literally rage-trying the SKS. But I end up getting revived, and that's another thing as I plant the MCOM here, and we basically get it almost unopposed. Okay, I've noticed that, you know, I talked about how the DMRs and the shotguns are significantly better post-patch, so I've been using them a lot more. But if I can tell you one thing, it is in the past few days since the patch, I have gotten teabagged and hate mail so much more than I had prior to this patch. As yet again with the recons, and I ended up just cutting out a clip there where I think I messed around with my attachments for a little while, and as you can see, leading targets with that really slow bullet velocity of the SKS can be a pain. But I can definitely say that people will get very, very perturbed at you for using the DMRs and the shotguns, and they'll usually reciprocate by using, you know, similar weapons back at you, although I tend to gravitate towards the pump shotties, and then people seem to spam, you know, semi-autos at me. And right here, I literally just remembered I'm a recon. I was expecting to pull out a SRAW, and then I decided to throw down, you know, a beacon because why not be useful to my team? And I was really concerned here because I could see there were guys up there who had the angle on me. I got them to kind of peek their heads back, but I knew that the chopper was sort of back over there, and I did not want the chopper to, you know, sort of destroy me. So I very quickly hurried to the set of MCOMs, and for the most part, if I could make a comment about the defensive team, it would be I really was not all that impressed in there. They were able to sort of defend the objectives once you got here, but all they really did is put down camp salts on top of the objectives. For the most part, they didn't really defend the objectives themselves, and I knew there were people up in that, you know, Epcot dome building thing. I know I mentioned that in my last video. And right here, that's exactly what the SKS does well. It has a very, very quick, I think it's a 3-shot range, and it's got the fastest fire rate out of the DMRs, if I'm not correct, but it also has the lowest damage model to go along with it. And right here, I made a horrible mistake. I poked my head out, and I didn't think the tank would notice me, and he clearly does, and then I tried to back off, but the netcode said I was still too close, and I died to his tank shell. But that's Wadewski's Brohame, and right there, I'm trying to showcase the whole, you know, quicker respawn, and I did cut out a clip there where I played around with my kit again, and I think I swapped out my swab for C4 because I knew the tank would be a problem, and get a chunk of him here, and then I read like a book, comes around the corner, and I finish him up there, and I don't believe I get this tank. I drop down a couple pieces of C4, and I think I chunk him, but then before I can get him with my last piece of C4, I believe someone else on my team cleans him up, but that's whatever. And then my frames like literally hit 0, so I panicked, and I'm like, let's go sit in a corner until I get frames back. But I can definitely say that the enemy team didn't exactly do a good job of... See right here, this is what they did. They had a lot of guys in this back hallway right here, and I get this gentleman right here. And I instantly, you saw there were two guys there. I could see that guy through the wall, so I flanked them, and my accuracy was overwhelming, but just the fact that I'd flanked them really didn't... Like, look at that guy. That guy's not even on top of his game. I'm literally spamming at him in this... I'm reloading in the same room, then spamming at him. And then I finally plant this BM column, and I went to go sort of defend it, and I realized that their spawn is sort of up there on the mountain. But when nobody was coming down the mountain, I went to, you know, discount double check that the bomb was going to go off just fine. And I saw that I had a teammate on it, but he ended up not really being able to defend it, but it doesn't really matter because he replants. And then I basically went back up to, you know, the same spot earlier, and I just started free raining over their spawn because I figured this was pretty well the end of the game. And the SKS, as you'll see right here, it's still pretty good at range. I mean, it's sort of, it in the QBU, I believe, had this sort of fourth bullet syndrome. You know how they, in the most recent patch, the DMRs were buffed from a 4-shot at range to a 3-shot at range, which is essentially, you know, why I'm using the SKS. It was actually to unlock more DMRs, but the SKS is just a spam cannon, and just that happened to be what I was using at the time. But you know, they buffed the DMRs so they're a 3-shot at range, but the SKS and the QBU have this sort of fourth bullet syndrome because they do 34 damage, where if you hit him in the foot or in the if he has body armor, then it won't get you that 3-bullet kill, so you end up having to put a 4th bullet in him. All the other DMRs do not have to deal with that. But that's pretty well the end of the game. God, I have so many other things I want to talk to you guys about. This patch did so many wonderful things, like it added a headshot icon in the death screen, so you know if the enemy got a headshot on you, so you're not just like, oh, I got hit by, you know, if the bullet did double damage, it was probably a headshot. But, you know, with the netcode as it was very hard to tell. It's still kind of hard to tell, and it's rather iffy, but I have so many other things I want to talk to you guys about, but I know this video is getting a little long, and I'm starting to ramble, so with that, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Oh, for your bonus clip, it'll be, I went to go knife this sniper in the back, and, yeah, you'll see. It's sort of one of those things that I just go, dice, this is silly. But with that, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, and have a wonderful whatever your next unit of time will be.